Hey, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to talk about taking the Nazarite vow now. The Nazarite vow is a vow of consecration or separation, which is what Nazir or Nazarite literally means. It means separation. There are a number of examples of historic Nazarites, and as we know, Samson is probably the most famous for being a Nazarite, even though he did not always keep the commands, so he may not be a good historic example in that sense. As far as taking the vow now, taking any kind of vow to the Creator is serious business. It's something that should be considered and worked out thoroughly beforehand. Taking the Nazarite vow means that a person is taking on the requirements of the vow laid out in number 6. And as most of us are probably already aware of, the vow includes commands to do sacrifices. In the day which the vow is fulfilled, once the person has kept the vow for the amount of time determined beforehand, that person is required to perform a sacrificial ritual. This ritual is done at the tent of meeting, according to Numbers 6:13. So in the absence of the tent of meeting, a person would not be able to do the command of the fulfillment of the vow. Now, that being said, one approach that I've heard for this is the idea that one could take the vow for life, thereby circumventing the requirements of fulfilling it. And we could look at this as an interesting approach because the Nazarite vow, as mentioned, has this fulfillment ritual. And that ritual simply would not be done if someone took the vow for life, if they took it until death. But even if we consider that to be irrelevant with this lifetime vow approach, there still is the issue of the Nazarite becoming defiled. Part of the vow involves commands for cleansing and reinstating the vow if the person becomes defiled. And just like the fulfillment of the vow, and just like most of the other sacrificial commands in the Torah, it involves the tent of meeting. If a person has taken the vow and has become defiled, and now the vow is broken, what is the current state of keeping that vow? With the absence of the tent of meeting, a person cannot just go and be cleansed and reinstate the vow by the standard of the Torah command. So now the vow has been broken, yet the person was intending to take it for life. So what kind of situation is that person in? If someone took the vow and such a defilement took place, the person should still hold up his end of the vow as much as possible, doing what the person is able to do, what they vowed to do, assuming they can. But at that point, the days of the vow have fallen, and his head is still defiled. The vow has been broken. If a person wants to make a vow to the Creator, and he or she has given it plenty of consideration, considering the possible ups and downs and the possible unexpected changes that we may have in the future, then go right ahead. But we need to be able to do what comes out of our mouth if we choose to make a vow. If a person wants to vow to not drink wine or to not cut his hair, then that's fine. But there is a difference between that and making a vow which includes going to the tent of meeting when the tent of meeting is not there. This is the situation that we are in right now and that we have been in for quite a while. Of course, when the tent of meeting is reestablished, that situation will change. Thanks for watching, and remember the commands. Shalom.